Hello, super kids! Welcome to another exciting lesson with Mr. Olia. So, before we dive into the topic of today's lesson, you need to know some objectives in the lesson. The first objective, you need to know the definition of density and some scientific facts about density, and you need to know the objects that is denser than density and can float, and some object that is less that can sink. And also you're going to learn some calculation on how to solve density of an object. Next, the title of today's topic is characteristics properties. Characteristics properties, and we were talking about density. Learning about density. First and foremost, what is density? Density is the amount of matter in a given volume of a substance. It can also be described as how compact a substance is. I'll come again. Density is the amount of matter in a given volume of a substance. It can also be described as how compact a substance is. What's the meaning of compact? How closely a substance is. Next, the denser a substance, the more matter packed in a given volume of the substance, and the more it weighs. I'll come again. The denser a substance, the more matter packed in a given volume of the substance, and the more it weighs. The formula for calculating density is D, which stands for density, equals to M, which stands for mass, all over V, which stands for volume, and the measurement unit of density is gram per ml. I'll come again. Gram per ml. Next, if an object weighs more than an equal volume of water, it is more dense and will sink. I'll come again. If an object weighs more than an equal volume of water, like a body of water, the object is dense and that object will sink because of the more dense density it has. Now, these are some examples of dense solids that can sink in water. 1. Stones. 2. Keys. 3. Coins. As you can see, the first one stone, second keys and coins can sink in water. Next, if an object weighs less than the volume of water, the object will float. If an object weighs less than the volume of water, the object will float. Examples of objects that will float on water are sponge, apples, feather. I'll come again. Sponge, apples, feather, because they have less density, so they can float on water. Next, you need to learn is on how to calculate density of an object. Example 1. If a solid has a mass of 25 grams and a volume of 5 ml, what is the density of the solid? I'll come again. If a solid has a mass of 25 grams and a volume of 5 ml, what is the density of the solid? Now, the solution. Remember, I said the formula of density is mass all over volume. So therefore, mass is 25 gram of the solid. Then the solid also have a volume of 5 ml. So density will be equals to the mass, which represents 25 gram, all over the 5 ml, which is the volume. 5 into 25 will give 5 gram per ml. So therefore, the volume of the solid is 5 gram per ml. 5 gram per ml. So that is the density of that particular solid. Nice, right? Wow, it's been a fun learning process so far. Knowing the definition of density, knowing some objects that is dense and can sink in water, and some object that is less dense that can float on water, and knowing how to calculate density. So super kids, I strongly believe you learned a lot in this lesson. See you guys in the next lesson. Bye bye.